Hello, it's 1978. It's Superman. Ilya Salkind, and indeed his entire family, Ilya Salkind conceived of the idea of a Superman film quite some time ago, and eventually the family, after quite an ordeal, purchased the rights to do so from DC Comics. And to direct, Salkind's father considered Spielberg not really famous enough, and he advised Ilya to wait until that fish movie of his was released, which was probably Jaws, by which time they wanted him, but Spielberg was now busy with Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The original script for Superman was quite campy in tone. They actually wasted about 2 million on flying tests in Italy. Marlon Brando couldn't go to Italy as he had a sexual obscenity charge, or a warrant, out for his arrest there, which was from Last Tango in Paris. Now, the production moved to England. There was a new director, Richard Donner. All the previous work was scrapped. The script was rewritten. Not a word, they said, not a word of the previous script was used. Considering the casting, Superman himself, the casting for Superman, the producers' choices were originally Muhammad Ali, Al Pacino, James Caan, Steve McQueen, Clint Eastwood, and Dustin Hoffman. Now that would have been interesting, Dustin Hoffman as Superman. Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Neil Diamond all pushed for the role of Superman, but were ignored. Dustin Hoffman, now rejected from the Superman role, was offered Lex Luthor, but he turned it down. There was a long list, again, still with casting, there was a long list for the role of Lois Lane, and in the end, it came down to either Stockard Channing or Margot Kidder. Christopher Reeve was chosen to be the Superman. He was told to wear a muscle suit, but he refused. He embarked on a strict physical exercise regime overseen by David Prowse, who has unfortunately recently died. David Prowse was a weightlifter, a bodybuilder and a trainer. You may remember him. He had a small role as Hot Black Desiato's bodyguard in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in 1981. The Superman costume was intended to be a much darker blue, but it was picked up by the blue screen colour separation overlay techniques, in other words, things like chroma key, and rendered as invisible. Now, these featured in the shots of Superman flying forward or away from camera shot, relying on the lens zoom and camera dolly motions, which is not a very convincing technique in these cases. There were some side-on shots as well, for example with Lois Lane, and these were front projected. Completely different technique, and that includes a technique of zooming in on Christopher Reeve while the background plate projector also zoomed in sync. Now that was interesting. The background plate appears unchanged, although it's now smaller, but the foreground, Superman, appears to have come closer. Superman's three distinct parts, the story, Superman, three distinct parts relate to Joseph Campbell's monomyth, The Hero's Journey. And you may notice when you watch this, the Daily Planet newsroom is filled with electric typewriters. Now, typewriters played a very significant role in the comic book of Superman. So, 1978, Superman. Thank you very much. Goodbye.